Alright, we have the green bars, we have the live counter ticking up, which means we should now be live, which means welcome back, everybody, to the Storytime Network. We're back to talk about the Amazing Digital Circus. Again. This time, the middle of the series.
We get one episode of, just cool, relaxed, character moments. One episode that's kind of wacky for about the first half, and then...
It shifts hard.
Yeah. And then the bass drops.
Drop the bass.
So, where do we even begin?
Some would say the beginning. Others would say the very end. Some even would say the middle somewhere.
I mean, I would say we start with the middle, since that's the part we're running.
Yeah, that does make sense, doesn't it?
Episode 5, in fact. Right smack dab in the middle.
Yep.
Anyways, hello, my friendly feral fairies.
You faded a little bit there, Shane.
You faded, but the impression was good.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear all the 4 words of alliteration?
We heard at least 2.5.
Yeah.
Hello, my friendly feral fairies.
Better.
Bit
Much
better, yeah.
I think you have I think your Discord or something has a noise gate or an audio filter or something that's turning the volume down when you get above a certain volume automatically.
Could be. Let's see.
But yes, while Shades sorts out the technical issues, episode 5 is interesting because it's more of it's sort of an anthology sort of thing.
It's a lot of vignettes, yes.
Yes.
Yes,
go ahead, Shade. Yeah, you definitely have to frick with the sensitivity settings because that is just muting you now.
Yep.
How about now?
That's
now
better.
It's better.
Hello, my friendly feral fairies.
Okay, now you should probably be okay for the stream, yeah.
Yep. But yes, it is mostly vignettes. It is a continuation a little bit of the previous episode's whole thing of they're doing the suggestion box.
Suggestions.
But rapid fire this time.
I actually
Because
forgot.
Kane wants to get it over with.
I actually forgot that, the last episode was also suggestion box based.
Yeah, that one was them doing the suggestion box. This is Kane wanting to get everything with the suggestion box out of the way so he can get the real stuff that he made.
Mm-hmm.
See, the interesting thing is, the fast food episode very easily could have been a regular-ass adventure that he made.
It could have, but it's not in character.
I could have, but it doesn't. Yeah, no, it is very mundane compared to what he likes to do. I feel like, and I want to say that he kind of has middle schooler vibes for his preference in creation.
He's a toonie, yes.
Kinda, yeah.
I don't necessarily disagree, but also, it feels like he at least tried for that one.
Yes, because he tried his best because he wanted to show even when trying his best, that story is nothing compared to his.
Now, to his credit, he's kind of right about that one, specifically.
I mean, yeah, but also the particular one that was chosen might have been the worst one for several people. including the person who wrote it.
Yeah, but like
We don't need
traumatized people being self-destructive is just that's just how it works.
And
We don't
also
need
just
to
and also just
reanalyze.
the fact that someone got Clockwork Oranged.
Yeah, we don't need to dive back into analyzing episode 4. We spent a while on that already.
Yeah.
Yeah, the general gist of it is really quite simple. There is no real reason for Kane to be so sensitive, I guess, in some respects.
I can see why he is. A
No,
lot
I
of it
can.
A lot of it is because he thinks that if people are going to other things, that means his aren't the best. And that's what he is working on in his head. He is the best at doing these things, and if someone wants someone else's idea, that makes it seem like he is not inherently the best because other ideas are being used.
Don't you just love inferiority complexes?
Inferiority complexes, imposter syndrome, Kane as a metaphor, some sort of allegory is yes, we're aware. Themes and such, yes. We've been into English class. We know the drill.
If only so many other people on the internet did.
Well, now you're just like asking too much, really.
Am I really?
Unfortunately, I think
if not English class, at least a literature one, just for any general media
Once
literacy.
again, you're really asking for a lot here.
Don't think we are. But yes. Anyways,
have you seen your country?
Unfortunately,
I mean, just in general, there are a lot of places in the world that are not much better.
Mm-hmm. Oh, buddy.
Yes, this is very much a we laugh so we don't cry situation.
Anyways, let's not linger too much on the harsh reality of reality.
Now to the harsh digitalness.
Yes. So this one is allegedly Ragatha's focus episode. She doesn't get a lot of spotlight in this, but she does get a few moments that do focus on her.
She does get evil Ragatha, who is the best of the evils.
That bit is funny. The evils are funny.
I do actually have a somewhat interesting point to get into over
not counting evil orbsman, but that's just not fair.
No. Evil orbsman kind of just is you don't count evil orbsman. That's just like that's cheating, really.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no. So the thing I was gonna say about the evils, who do you think made which? Because I am convinced that some of the evils were made by Bubble and some of them were made by Kane.
Well, Evil Orbsman was clearly made by Bubble.
You get what but you see what I'm getting at, right?
Yes.
Somewhat, yeah.
Because, like, some of those...
do you think that it's necessarily that? Or maybe Kane put more effort into some of them, and Bubble filled out what didn't have as much effort put into it with more stuff.
That's a very interesting possibility, actually. I like that. Yeah, I like that a lot.
And that might be just how some things are. Kane creates things and Bubble fills them out.
Yeah, that does make perfect sense to me. Because Kane very much seems like... Kane has the ADHD brain, right? That's his primary thing.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Bubble very much is like... Bubble is maybe not as good at stuff, like the creative stuff as Kane is, but Bubble at least has like the ability to complete things. Which, as 3 people with ADHD in this call can tell you, that's simply not done.
Looks at projects that I've left to the wayside.
You don't need to remind me of this.
We know what we are.
Thinking about that one Jimmy Neutron character.
Fuck, it's been so long.
You're gonna have to be more specific. There's a very much a. Do you have any idea how little that narrows it down sort of situation?
If you know, you know.
Do I? Am I?
Dr. Finbar Calamitous.
Oh god, yeah. I remember.
Professor.
Okay, yes.
Professor Calamitous!
He probably has ADHD.
I think everyone in Jimmy Neutron has ADHD. I think that's just
Especially Sheen.
Sheen has the worst case.
Also,
now I'm curious what Sheen.
Yeah, okay, but we're having
Very off
ADHD
track.
right now.
Very
Yes,
off track.
we're having ADHD right now. We should stop that. So I am curious about something. What do you think are the ones that Bubble had to complete?
I think the ones that cut more deeply.
Interesting.
The ones that made the characters react more to them. For example, Evil Jax. I think Evil Jax felt...
Oh, Evil Jax was, like, absolutely, like,
Jax felt... That cut deeply for Jax, and I think that's because Bubble had a hand in it.
But at the same time, that makes me wonder about why Evil Zooble is the way that they are.
It's a good question.
Because, like, it's not exactly that it doesn't cut deeply, but it's very much an exaggeration, yes, but, like, most of them are.
That might have been just a personal thing on Kane's part, because Kane is just...
I mean, it is, like, listen, I don't have as much hate in my heart with regards to Patsy as I might with a lot of other series. Shocking, I know. I do still think it was really not very smart of Zooble to be as antagonistic of Kane throughout the series.
Yeah.
As they were. Is really
Do you
like...
remember, though, that they were also the youngest besides Pomni?
No,
So
Jax.
this is-
No,
Jax
besides
is the
Jax.
youngest.
Oh, besides... Isn't Zooble right after... Right
No,
before
it goes
Pomni?
In terms of
Zooble,
entrance
Jax,
to
Pomni.
in terms of, like, entrance to the circus
That's what I
itself.
mean. Entrance into the Digital
okay.
Circus.
I thought you were talking about their actual IRL
No,
names.
No, Zooble is the second newest after Pomni, yeah. But
When I say youngest, well, it's also technically true. If you think about it.
Well, no, Zooble is... I think Zooble or Jax is the youngest. I forget which one.
No, if you
Jax
think
is the
about
youngest.
If you think about it.
Ah, I see. Okay, yes. I understand the assignment.
I feel like I'm missing something here.
Don't worry about it.
We'll talk about that on episode 9.
Speaking of that, we got our first slightly heavy-handed bit of foreshadowing for that bit in episode 5. Well, with the whole maid
Likely?
outfit thing. And Jax's very conflicted reaction to that.
What are you talking about? Jax had a completely cishet reaction to the maid outfit.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I could argue that both it was, but also it was inflated but it, like,
It's not the first
Depending on
hint,
how you-
I'd say, but it is like the most overt hint so far in the series that Jax has gender-related issues that go deeper than just being an asshole, rather.
Something. What's the difference? If that's a joke, in character as Jax, because that is absolutely the sort of joke Jax would make.
Yep.
Azubel specifically.
Yes.
But yeah, I think episode 5 was also interesting because other than the bar thing,
corn.
Corn!
no, the corn was not the interesting part. Other than the bar thing, why do you think Kinger didn't have a suggestion for the suggestion box?
Maybe his suggestion was what
probably-
he used with the Kane's side adventure. Episode 4.
I guess, but like you see what I mean, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would say because he forgot every time he went to the suggestion box, he forgot he was going to the suggestion box.
Also possible.
Like that is funny, but like you see why I say what I say, right? Like what
I mostly just think it's because he's been there the longest. He's not entirely mentally there. He wouldn't remember the suggestion box is there.
I don't know, I think I wonder if there is something there though.
There
know what I'm saying?
could be.
Uh-huh.
But also, I don't think Pomni had a suggestion either.
Well, Pomni has an excuse. It's because she hasn't been there that long. Actually, no, wasn't it that Pomni didn't even know there was a suggestion box until they pointed it out in
Yes.
episode 4?
Yes.
Yeah, that would explain it. Yeah.
But also, she could have in between episode 4 and 5.
What are you talking about? Characters don't exist between episodes.
Except for to sell merch.
Merchandising. Gotta love it.
Merchandise.
They still missed a huge opportunity to not name the sequel to Search for More Money.
I mean, wait, what sequel?
Spaceballs.
Spaceballs.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I thought you were cultured, Fuzzy.
Listen, I watched Spaceballs when I was like 11. Okay, it's been a while.
Fair enough.
I think I watched Spaceballs, I think, when I was like 23.
I watched it multiple times throughout my youth and young adulthood, so...
I only watched it once. It was fun. It gave me the same vibes as, like, Austin Powers.
Huh. I thought
No,
about
no,
it.
you're right. Especially because the guy who plays Dark Helmet does look like Mike Myers.
I mean, it's Rick Moranis, but we're getting off track again. That one's on me.
Yes.
That one's on me.
Okay.
Now, what if Jax was played by Mike Myers?
No.
No. We saw how the Cat in the Hat turned out. Never again.
Okay, you know what? I rescind my no.
Why?
You know why.
I shouldn't have been drinking water during this conversation.
That sounds like now that's a skill issue if I've ever heard one.
Yeah, I just simply
okay.
never drink water.
So, what... Okay, let's start off a bit more lighthearted. What was your favorite temporary adventure?
I like the President Pomni thing. That was hilarious.
Okay.
It was just like the ridiculous bullshit just constantly escalating.
I do wonder... Okay, so... Oh, go ahead.
I do think, honestly, the bar, just because I love that vibe.
Oh, I didn't know
Okay,
we were
well-
counting the bar.
No, we're not counting the bar. The bar is cheating.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if we're counting the bar, that one's my favorite. I'd probably say the bar, President Pomni, and the baseball game, or softball game rather, are my top 3.
I mean, you could almost say that the bar set the bar.
Set the bar. I saw where you were going before you finished.
Hold on, do I have the soundboard for the... Yep. There it is.
But, horrible puns aside,
So you're saying that bar none?
Yes, of course.
I'm not doing that again.
I'm curious why. What do you think the Jax's reasoning for President Pomni was?
I don't know. I feel like he wanted to do something.
He wants a woman to control everything.
I was gonna go there, yes. I did think it was like a fetish thing. I wasn't quite sure, like.
I'm not sure on that regard, but I was just making a joke.
No, you're. But the thing is, it's only a joke when you don't think about it. But like think about it though.
I mean, although to be fair for Jax, everything is a joke. Haha, coping mechanism.
Mm-hmm.
That's not until next episode. Don't worry about it.
I mean, it's still relevant.
But yeah, so we learned corn, we learned gender, and we learned what else did we learn? It's interesting.
Was this when? Did we get more hints of Ribbit in this episode with that?
Yes,
a little
but
bit, yeah.
not
With the star.
Yeah,
Like,
but not outright. Yeah.
stargazing.
Well, the star. Okay, that's the other thing I was gonna say. We can jump ahead, like spoilerifically, a little bit here, but do you think the stargazing was actually a Jax suggestion, or do you think it was a leftover from the Ribbit era?
I think it might have been a Ribbit leftover.
It could have.
Okay, in that case, do you think there were?
Or it could have also been a Ragatha one, and it was something she did because she wanted to, like, go back to the good old days.
I don't
she
know about that
regretted.
as much, because I think she would have admitted it.
This is true. But you see
'cause
where
they
I'm
were
going.
wondering whose it was, and I think a lot of people thought it might have been Kinger's, but you know, we learned context later on, so clearly it was not.
Now, what if it was Kaufmo's? Because before
Oh, you're
Ribbit
right.
died,
You are
because
very
he wanted
correct there.
because he wanted those two to have a moment. Because he realized something was wrong, even if he was kind of clueless.
I mean, Hoffmo's the most interesting character, like, after the end of the series that I'm realizing, because it's like...
Definitely the
He
most
is the
interesting one that didn't
He
get
is the
explored
most
at
normal
all.
Guy.
Yeah, that's
He's
why
just
he's
a
interesting. It's
guy.
like, he's just a dude. That's like... Everyone else seems to have, like, some sort of deep-seated character
Do you
study.
wonder what would... I genuinely am curious what would happen if someone that was genuinely a horrible and violent person was put into the digital circus. What Kane would do.
Well,
That isn't... You know what I mean beyond Jax. Like, way worse than Jax. Like, genuinely irredeemable trash.
Okay, but have you seen the truly horrifying fan comic about a,
No.
like, 5-year-old
No.
entering the circus? Now that's where the
Well,
nightmare
first a
fuel
five-
is.
Well, first a 5-year-old would have to be able to find the place on his own, or their own.
I believe the backstory of the 5-year-old was horrifically abused orphan, so that's covered. Oh, I also have a theory, but we're gonna get into that later in the next stream. But yeah, I think we've kind of mined. Okay, let's just go over one last thing. Were there any things you learned in episode 5 about the characters that surprised you?
Zubul being a bartender was a neat little surprise.
That honestly didn't surprise me.
No,
so much.
that was
They had
real.
The vibe of
Okay,
someone that would listen and have that kind of job.
Yeah, okay, look, we're not gonna jax it here, but like, even outside of the stereotype, they just have the personality for it.
You know what? That's fair.
Although they wouldn't be perfect at it, because if they were better at it, then they wouldn't be doing what they do to Kane.
Also, what's really funny is that, assuming Zubul was American, That means they were a bartender before being legally allowed to drink, because you have a functioning country over there.
Yeah, you can actually get
I think you can be a bartender's apprentice or something.
So you can get having worked in a restaurant before, you can actually get a liquor handling license as early as 18. You just aren't allowed to. Yeah, you're just not allowed to
You just
drink.
can't get high off your own supply.
Well, you can, like, if need be for the job, you can, like, sample like, at sampling things, you can actually, like, have small tastes of the drinks so that you know what you're making, is my understanding, but you can't have anything more than, like, a sip.
Yes, because
they
that
also have,
legally
like,
makes
those
sense.
Spoon things for, like, very small spoon specifically for sampling, I think.
Yes, something like that. I don't know the details. I never really got that deep into it. But yeah.
So, yeah, okay. Yeah, I cannot say, unfortunately, that the bartending thing surprised me. What did actually surprise me was Pomni being a YouTuber.
Oh yeah, that's a neat detail.
Oh, right.
It makes a lot of sense. You know what's funny? Is that I almost wonder if the circus had been, like, if the series had been conceived a few years later, do you think Pomni would have been a VTuber instead?
Maybe. It's hard to
Because
say.
that would have been, like, a hilarious little
I don't
bit of
think it
irony.
fits as well as a YouTuber would into the whole doing the exploring abandoned buildings thing that she was doing that got her into the circus.
That's true.
Because VTubers don't do that kind of stuff. It's mostly streaming.
I mean, there are
Oh.
some VTubers I know that do, like, walking around with...
But it's not what VTubers are commonly
But that's
known
not usually
for.
their main thing.
Yeah.
Don't mind me. I'm just taking some notes furiously.
Oh boy.
I'm definitely not gonna like try and exploit that somehow. But yeah. Anything else?
We could talk a little bit about the drink orders and how they pertain to the respective personality archetypes. Because that's always fun.
Oh, good point. I'm not, as you all know, I don't drink, so I'll leave that to you, Jack.
Oh boy. So, it is a case of, so Kinger, for example. Kinger specifically orders something that doesn't exist. He orders a random drink called a Corncob Blitz that, it's mostly just, done for the purpose of being funny and showing Jack's sphere of corn. But it's also something that Zubul decides to riff on. So it showcases Zubul's actual creativity as a bartender.
I would like to interject. You know what drink names sound like? How do you know a Corncob Blitz doesn't exist?
Because corn is not a garnish that you use on a cocktail.
Again, I think you may be surprised what people will put on their drinks.
Have you ever seen
Anyways.
the flavors of things they have in Japan?
Yes.
Exactly.
Anyways, Pomni orders a Negroni, or gets a Negroni rather, which is an Italian bittersweet herbal cocktail. Generally, indicating type of on the edge but in control kind of deep and somber personality. Not somber, but deep and meaningful personality. So, you know, plays into Pomni's complexity while also indicating her daringness to a degree. Gangle gets a Long Island iced tea, which is pretty famous for being a very potent mixed drink.
That doesn't surprise me, considering, once again, she worked in management at a fast food joint.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of like, that just makes sense, yeah.
To give you an idea of how potent a Long Island iced tea is, there is a sister drink that changes out one of the liqueurs in it that is called Adios Motherfucker.
I see.
Yes.
That tracks.
Jax gets a whiskey sour, which is a very light cocktail in terms of like how much admixture it has to it, but it's also a pretty strong drink because
I
whiskey.
also feel like, and you correct me if I'm wrong, a whiskey sour feels like something very stereotypically manly.
It absolutely is. It's like one of the go-to, like, if you see a dude ordering a cocktail in a movie or something, 9 times out of 10 it is going to be a whiskey sour. If it's supposed to be like a manly man type.
Yeah, that does not surprise me whatsoever.
Rags gets a Cosmo, which is a very pink fruity cocktail, which is generally associated with being a classy femme type, which should not
that
shock
makes sense,
anybody.
She was a rather wealthy family, if I recall. She's not necessarily rich, but upper middle class at least.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she owned at least one horse,
Yes.
and was in professional equestrianism. You need a decent amount of money to be able to do that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But speaking of Ragatha, we should talk a little bit about what we get of her backstory here, because it's not a lot, but it says a lot about her for sure.
Yeah.
It's a bad time, yo. It's a real bad time. Of the characters who have parents that get mentioned, although actually it's not that many. Most of them don't have their parents mentioned in the series, but
the only ones that do are,
and some of them
are
most of them are adults, and the ones that literally, I mean, actually, technically, all of them are adults, but
yeah. But the ones that do mention parents have their parents factor into their lives as in their adulthood. So,
in just the most awful way possible.
Mm-hmm. But yeah,
I is just a straight trauma conga line up in there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Ragatha's mom is an emotionally abusive asshole. So,
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm sure is not relatable to anyone in the world or universe whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
Me.
Couldn't possibly be.
But yeah, I think episode 5 was fitting for the episode that it was by being very much a breather episode in many ways.
Mm-hmm.
And then the roller coaster hits the hump.
Great googly moogly, it's all gone crazy.
Now, okay, well, episode 6 starts off okay. Okay. So, episode 6 is an interesting start because it's one of those few ones where the idea is kind of neat.
Oh,
like
for sure.
Kane's adventure idea, the trust exercise thing, is kind of interesting. A little bit.
It's also just for most of it, it's a pretty fun episode as well, because it's basically them playing effectively tag team Fortnite, which results in the usual shenanigans with firearms type stuff that you see in most of those kinds of scenarios.
But this is really where you start to see like Jax fraying at the seams.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jax is 100% unraveling at this stage.
It's like, and I think the most like obvious one is that a lot of the time Jax at least like tries to play along at the start, like.
Mm-hmm.
Like, gets bored later, but at least tries. This time, just straight up shot Rags in the center, and just directly center of mass.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it does also, him confronting Ragatha does result in him getting killed Looney Tunes style, which is funny.
Also, an important note is this is for him since Gangle has joined the circus. The first time he hasn't partnered with her.
Right. Okay. Well, that's not horrifying and toxic at all.
No.
Yeah, no, yeah, okay, yeah, no, I'm like, now I'm starting to realize some stuff. Oh, yeah, oh no.
Oh, yeah.
It's a lot.
Like, Jax in general is kind of a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we really start to get into, like, the nitty-gritty of it, like, after this point.
We really do, yeah, don't we? There's a lot to unpack with Jax.
Oh, yeah.
Do you want to actually start at the end and talk about Jax's monologue at the end of
That would be good, yes.
the episode?
What would we even say in that regard?
It is fascinating how he brings the knife out not immediately, but how harshly he brings out the knife against Ragatha. Not Ragatha. Against Ragatha as well, but against Pomni in that monologue. Because, like, he basically
it's
disses
also
everybody, but he especially is just like... It's a vicious speech.
It's interesting to me because I would have fully expected him to do the double cross thing with Pomni because, hey, that's fun, that's entertaining. Of course I'd do that. But he doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
And and I think... No, okay, let's dig into that. Why do you think he doesn't?
I think because he, for a brief moment, forgot that he was playing a role because he was having so much fun with Pomni. But then Pomni pushes further and further, and it all comes back to him.
Also, why do you think, like... Do you think there's anything deeper to Jax's whole juvenile bully girls because I like them, or is it just a horny teenager thing?
Are you thinking he had a brief crush on Gangle?
I don't think it was brief. I'm pretty sure, like...
There is indications in episode 9, especially, that, yeah.
No, I'm like, if anything, I almost wonder if the reason that Jax was so antagonistic towards Zubul is because of jealousy.
I could see that. I didn't really pick up on that initially, but also I'm kind of blind to a lot of stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Again, skill issue. Yeah, I don't know. I think it might really be that... I think, yeah, Jax had a pretty major crush on Gangle and Rags.
I am curious what he was like we see his first interaction with Gangle, but I'm curious about his first adventure with Gangle.
Well, I was also going to say, I'm noticing a pattern here. I think Jax is into older women because mommy issues.
Oh, God.
I say this, no, like, unironically, I think that might legitimately be what they were going for.
I mean...
That sounds like something that Gooseworks would do.
Consider that Jax has thus far been self-admitted by Gooseworks a sort of vessel of fetishes.
Yep.
But the implication.
Oh, for sure, the implication. But yeah, it's certainly an interesting thought. But yes, going back into the speech, it is like one of the like probably the most intense pushing somebody away speech I've seen in a while, in quite a while.
And yeah, that is exactly what I was thinking. Is like when I said, for a brief moment, he forgot he was playing a role because he was having genuine fun with Pomni.
Mm-hmm.
There was no fakeness about him having that fun. He loved what he was doing. He wasn't playing a role during that moment. And the moment that things calmed down,
The post-nut clarity hit.
you could say that.
He came down from the fun having high, as it were. Yeah, it's... Yeah.
But no, like, I feel like there's something to the fact that Jax seems to very rapidly develop crushes on a lot of the, like, women who come into the circus.
Oh, I can think of a number of different reasons. Not just crushing. There might be some envy involved there as well.
Might?
Yes.
But, like, yeah, I think, and, there's definitely, like, I know we say that it's an ensemble, but, like, I think Jax might be the main character.
Officially speaking, he is the deuteragonist of the story, which does make sense because Pomni is still the overarching protagonist, if only because her point of view is the point of view we see basically the entire story through. You could say that she is the Ishmael to Jax's Ahab.
You know what's funny? I've never read Moby Dick, so this is one of those.
Neither have I. I've seen plenty of spoofs of it from various TV shows and stuff referencing it, but
There was
that's just because it's one of those things that engulfs culture a bit, and everyone tends to have their own version of it.
Yeah, like that one Chinese web novel where Captain Ahab was actually Geppetto and the Great White Whale was him trying to free Pinocchio.
I don't remember what it's from, but there was also one where instead of a whale, it was a dragon.
Yes, I also remember that. I remember seeing bits of that on Sci-Fi.
Okay, but, like, do you have any idea how little that narrows it down?
It doesn't, but there was some big white dragon.
Yeah, let me look, because I know
No.
it was...
Hey, guys, y'all.
Yeah,
We're
sidetrack.
doing the ADHD again.
Yeah.
We must desist.
But yes, no, like I was saying though, Pomni is the protagonist of the overall story. However, you could say that, depending on how you interpret it, really, because Pomni is still a character who has an arc over the series, and is like given a lot of overall focus.
I mean, if we put Jax as the protagonist, he'd also be the antagonist for it.
Yes, that is true.
It does both. It's very much a both is good situation, yes. But
both is good.
Quite. I think like, can we just, like, say without question that, in many ways, Jax is kind of the author avatar to a certain extent, or maybe, like, a version that...
If Pomni is the audience, then Jax is the author.
Yeah.
To a certain
You're
extent.
saying.
Or rather, the author's worst thoughts about themselves.
Mm-hmm. The author using their fiction as a catharsis is a tale as old as time, and yeah, I get the sense that Jax is definitely catharsis. Writing out Jax and his whole arc was definitely catharsis for Gooseworks. Right up until the fans, the quote-unquote fans, started being assholes about it. Yeah.
See, I just don't understand why you would subject yourself to Twitter.
I don't fucking know, Fuzzy.
Literally just art for me. I just look at art on Twitter and maybe some funny memes.
I only really see Twitter through the lens of what gets curated to me through other platforms. Oh, also, I found the name of the movie. It was Age of the Dragons, starring Danny Glover and Vinnie Jones.
I don't know if that was it. That might not have been it for me.
Maybe. Anyways, sorry about that. But,
Yeah, no, I never watched that. I've never even heard of that.
weird. I thought that was the one for sure. Whatever.
No, anyway, but
we
yes,
don't need to get sidetracked.
I don't think it was a live action thing. I think it was an animated thing.
Ah, okay. Well, just gonna have to focus on this, and we can look through that later. But yes, Jax.
Anyways, where were we?
We talked a lot about like Jax and the whole prickly pushing everyone away type thing that he consistently does, but like we see that in full force here because this is like basically Jax's proper character focus episode before like he fully centers like basically episodes 3 through 5 are like Jax slowly growing in prominence as a character because he's not really super focused on the first couple episodes beyond being a bit of an agent of chaos in episode 2. But yeah, episode 6 is when Jax steps into the forefront of the overall story. Like, there was build up to it before that, but you could argue before episode 6 that Jax is just part of an ensemble cast. Episode 6 is basically cements Jax as like one of the main characters in an ensemble supporting the main characters.
I think Jax in general is such a mixed bag of a character because there's a lot to be interested in, but okay, so I know someone who is very much likes Jax as a character because they see bits of themselves in Jax and really hates that and wanted the end and wanted Jax's ending to be exactly what it was.
Interesting.
But conversely, I also, in my own personal reading of the character, I dislike the character because I just don't. I think I don't want to relate. If that makes sense.
You see something hitting a bit too close to home with Jax, huh?
I mean, yeah,
Gender
but
things.
but even other than that, I'm kind of just like, I get it, but I'm like, that's not really what I want to see in my fiction. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that's fair. Jax's arc is going to be something that's going to... You either love it or you hate it, basically.
Jax has a lot of the He's what happens when you don't have to filter intrusive thoughts. Really, sometimes. If that makes sense.
Yes, and I'm sure we know what that leads to.
Horrible things.
Just the worst, yes. But, I don't know, I think there's not a lot left to talk about with Jax until we get to the very end of the show. So what are some other standouts
Well,
in
there
episode
will
6?
be. Well, there will be in episode 7 a bit near the end.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
I think Kinger and Ragatha's talk was really good.
Oh yeah. And it's interesting to me, like, how it feels like Ragatha did not realize Kinger had that level of cognitiveness to him, despite being with her for so long.
It's actually a very interesting look at Ragatha's character, and not necessarily in a good way, if you know what I'm saying.
She doesn't look into other people.
In the way, especially in the way the Pomni does. I think that was the big contrast, because they're quite similar in other ways, and also I'm pretty sure they're boning by the end. But look,
I'm not disagreeing with you.
Amazing Circus.
I mean,
And
kind
Kinger,
of, yeah.
We'll get
Kinger's
into
the
that.
dad. Kinger
Yeah.
is the dad that gives people hugs at the Pride Parade.
Yeah. We'll get into that when we talk about the finale, but yeah. But no, Ragatha's talk with Kinger is really good. Also, speaking of Kinger, the whole butterfly to a heart thing was hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
And also really cute and sweet.
Mm-hmm.
That made me very
It's funny
upset.
to me that he's known that they can do that the entire time, and it's never even come up in any of his ramblings, apparently.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, isn't it?
Like, you'd think he'd randomly create something and people would be like, oh. Or
I think that really...
Jack's keys being something that he probably created.
What's funny is that I think that gets into one of the most deep and fundamental flaws that the circus dwellers have as people. Is that they're kind of self-absorbed a lot of the time.
That's a lot of people in general, though, Fuzzy. Like,
Yeah.
No, but I like in context. Like, let's not look at it from like a realistic point of view. Let's just look at it from like an internal perspective context. They just don't seem to really talk to each other in ways that are maybe important, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
uh-huh.
You see what I'm getting at, right?
Yeah.
It very much seems that they are far too passive about their relationships a lot of the time, and that very much comes back to bite them all, like, horribly.
Yeah.
In fact, that's kind of why the series even happens, is because, like, they're bad at talking to each other. Oh my god, the Amazing Digital Circus is just
what. I wish I knew what Queenie's breaking point was.
I have an idea of it. I think it is just that that Kinger told her, or she found out somehow that they're
Brain scans.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Although Kinger didn't seem to know until he saw the actual.
Well, no, I think,
here.
but like no, because they all say that we had Kinger, for example, definitely says, "Oh, I kind of had a feeling," and Ragatha
Yeah.
also says something to that effect. So I'm like, okay, yeah, no, that makes sense.
He might have had a theory, brought it up, and then forgot it.
Well, I know, because like I don't even know if Kinger hadn't even lost it by that point. Klinger only lost it because Queenie
Yeah, no.
punched her own ticket.
I mean, yeah. I mean, he forgot it after.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, okay, but no, I think that might have been it. The idea that, like, oh, there's no hope of ever seeing my children ever again.
Wait,
And-
did they? I don't think there was ever an indication that they had children by the point.
Well, that is something
No,
we can
no,
discuss
based on-
later.
Based on the timeline and based on how old the kids look, it does seem like at
Yeah.
least one of them might have been
It was
newborn.
2017 when the story takes place.
95 to 2017, and it seemed at least one of the kids was a college graduate.
Yeah.
So the dates do match up. But like
No,
yeah, I think
wonder
that
what
would
it
have
would
been
be.
it. It would have been
Wait,
something
this
along
is
those
a
lines.
detail we should not be fixating on right now.
Okay.
I show about maximum pain. She might have
But
been pregnant when she had been. Put into the
Oh
circuit.
no, you're
Ooh.
right. Oh God,
Oof.
that's definitely something Gooseworks would do.
Oh boy.
And that would definitely do the whole.
Yeah, so yeah, Torment Nexus, huh?
Yeah.
The Nexus do be tormenting. Tormentful?
Anyways,
But yes, other stuff. Gangle gets her Tommy gun, which is very fun.
as she deserved.
That's another one of those hints where, like, in hindsight, she got the Tommy gun because she wanted it.
Yeah. I mean, who wouldn't?
Tommy guns
Also-
are cool.
Also, have you realized that if they actually if they do the minigame again, or that particular game again after the end of the series, they'd have build enabled Fortnite.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's
I
like
have a feeling at that point Gangle would just be the best at it once building was enabled.
no, because like remember, okay, yeah, that's one thing that's just a cool detail is the fact that Kinger just knows how to handle a piece.
Yeah.
Kinger's packing heat.
Honestly, that does make sense to me.
No, it makes perfect sense, but also it is kind of really funny.
Yeah.
Like, but why? Why does he know how to do that?
Yeah.
Because it's funny. The crazy man knows how to properly handle gun control. And also, apparently, Pomni does.
Does she? Oh
I
no!
think there was
She
implication that she was doing it properly, like perfect, but then she stopped because she didn't need to.
honestly, I think Ragatha probably knows how to. I think Gangle, Zubul, and Jax might be the ones who don't know how to properly shoot guns.
Ragatha, I have a feeling, based on her position and background, would probably know how to use a hunting rifle best.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can imagine her packing heat, like a single woman doing a real estate job. Sometimes you gotta.
That was before she was in there before. She
Yeah.
got that job.
Remember, she's high class, Fuzzy.
Yeah, so she'd obviously learn how to use a pistol during the peasant shooting competitions.
Well, no, it's like hunting is considered like one of those leisure sports that rich fucks do. So it'd be something like her parents probably did or some shit. I don't fucking know, man.
Yeah.
But like,
We-
you see what I'm getting at here.
Yes.
I know what you mean.
But yeah, I think I don't know. I understand what you're getting at with the whole like with the plot details and stuff, I'm just like, I just feel like it. You know how I feel, and I'm sure you guys feel similarly about stories where problem could be solved if characters were better at basic communication.
Mm-hmm.
It just,
I
did
mean,
not.
just look at every horror movie ever.
Yeah, I just feel like I didn't expect Patsy to kind of be that.
Yeah, I get that. I understand why you'd be annoyed by that.
Kaufman's biggest issue, that he thought everyone here would be honest about their feelings and talk to each other.
Oh, God.
And since they didn't, he assumed they were fine.
Unfortunately, no matter what kind of person a person is, bad at communicating your true feelings is a pretty universal human problem.
Fuzzy has gone silent.
I'm just lamenting the state of the world.
Really is that old chestnut, isn't it?
Quite.
Anyway, we should probably not linger too much on that, because we still have a whole episode to cover. As quite the doozy, despite being, the quote-unquote
Keyboard
beach episode.
smash. Or wait, no, that's beach episode.
Yeah, episode 7's beach episode.
So, okay, let's address the elephant in the room first. Gooseworks is a coward for not canonizing incredibly buff Kinger.
That would have been so funny, but no.
I will die on this hill.
Fair enough, I get it.
Like, it would be so funny, though.
It really, you're not wrong, Fuzzy.
They had the opportunity to do the funniest thing of all time, and they didn't, and that's, quite frankly, cowardice. But yeah, beach episode is, in many ways, it is exactly what I expected, and also like,
Fish.
Yes, I too have watched that one show.
Fish.
Fish are friends, not food. But
Oh,
yes.
yeah. Oh, wait, you mean Gaither's Pond?
Anyway.
I only know about that because of YouTube.
YouTube. But yes.
A horrible mistake.
There are worse mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but like, yeah.
Focusing on the episode itself, there is a lot to tackle. Because
The sun. That was something, though, actually. Mm-hmm. How the sun just turns out to be a psychopath.
it is a good bit, I will admit.
Right.
But yes, there is a lot going on with the other characters as well. Just despite being a beach episode, it's not as lighthearted as it's as you'd expect.
Yeah, which is kind of exactly what you would expect, almost.
I was gonna say, it's actually like, it not being lighthearted is exactly what I expected.
Mm-hmm.
And literally, the one standout moment for me was the transition where Jax is almost abstracting, and it feels like you're going in between one episode to another almost.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it genuinely just feels like, okay, that episode's done, this episode now.
Interesting word choice there.
Yeah, he was having an episode.
No, I meant
no,
the
Fuzzy, it's fine, don't worry.
Oh, I see, okay.
I'm pretty sure Shay was being intentional, right?
Sure.
But yes, Jax almost abstracts. Everyone has a very bad time, and yeah. So, this is where we get a lot. A lot of lore dropped, and it turns out to be untrustworthy lore because it came from a poisoned source.
Though it's one of those things where I wonder how much of that was actually true.
Yes. Well, we do get some confirmation
I mean,
in the next
that's
couple
where
episodes.
the best lies come from.
Exactly. So I feel like there was a decent amount of truth there.
Yeah.
I mean, literally everything Kane creates is somewhat based off of what he has learned and been shown.
So okay, this I'm going to hold my tongue here because there's some stuff here regarding this that I am not going to bring up now because it's more for the end of the series. But I have some thoughts on the lore in this show in general.
That's completely fair, and there's a lot to unpack with it that we could probably spend a good chunk of time just on its own discussing.
We're not going to, but we could.
But
yeah, overall, I think episode 7, the Chinese room, first of all, incredible joke, especially considering the fact that I have tried to it's very
I only
very
know the
hard
basics of it because someone had to explain it. I had to look it up actually.
So it's one of my favorite.
But I do like that King was the one that laughed. Kinger was the one that laughed at it.
Yeah, no, because like
obviously he would.
Yeah, because like he knows what he's talking about, and he's the best character in the show, and he is hilarious, and we will quote everything he says. Are we still allowed to say that, by the way?
Yes, it is a perfectly fine thing to say.
I am hilarious, and you will quote everything I say.
Vegeta's dead.
Rip.
So yeah, I don't know how to feel about some elements of episode 7. Because
elaborate.
I think it promised it. I don't want to say it overpromised.
Oh, it absolutely did.
Okay, well, I'm glad I'm not alone in that then.
Mostly in regards to the very end part.
Yeah. This gets into why I really feel like, even aside from theming and thematic stuff, they needed at least one.
They literally outright stated that something happened with Scratch, but it never elaborated. Gooseworks never elaborated on it outside of Tumblr.
The show needed one more episode. I'm just gonna go right out and say it. Like, it needed another episode.
And, like, you couldn't infer what happened, but I don't think that inferring it is as good as what actually could have been done with the information.
Yes, exactly. Like, That's all well and good, but, like, sometimes text is nice. Something subtext is for cowards.
I wasn't gonna say it, but I was certainly thinking it.
Yeah, I just feel like... Okay, I'm going to say something extremely controversial yet extremely brave. I think this series, and I'm using this word very, very intentionally, devolved into literary fiction by the end.
Interesting take. I don't agree with it. I still think it is pretty firmly in the realm of speculative fiction, but...
No, you don't understand. I'm using literative fiction derogatorily.
Ah, yes. That old chestnut.
Like, it became very much an introspective character study sort of thing, and I'm like, that's not what I'm here for.
What are you here for, Fuzzy? Why are you here?
I like watching people be silly and do the thing.
That's fair.
Yeah, it's not that complicated. I was like,
Sometimes it really is not that deep, as it turns out.
yes, but I think
Fuzzy doesn't need deep series. One of their favorite things to read is Chinese light novels.
okay, look, I understand that they're trash. I still need to look through. Someone has to wade through the sea of suffering. Okay?
You don't need to suffer. At this, Fuzzy, you accuse me of being a masochist because I enjoy tragedies occasionally. I think you're actually the masochist here.
Well, no, okay. The difference is that Chinese web novels don't make me feel bad.
I mean, some of them do.
I don't read those ones. I know what I
fair,
am.
but you start them.
You start them, and you start a lot of them.
What I'm trying to say is essentially that I am not about that life. But yes, I don't like the direction the series ended in. Not because it's bad, but because it is not. That is specifically not what I'm looking for in a series.
No, that's fine. I honestly don't have an issue with someone saying, you know what, I liked the series at first, but the direction it went was not for me. That's reasonable. That's fine. I don't think it's a problem. I think it is a problem when some people decide to make it the problem of the creators. Which, I'm not accusing you of, Fuzzy.
It's really hard to land, especially.
Mm-hmm. It's hard to stick a landing on anything. Especially if it's not like a one and done type thing. Because a one and done, you can control... the whole thing is already out there. You don't need to, like... You don't make adjustments based off of what audience feedback is like, usually outside, like, maybe beta readers if you're writing a book.
And there was definitely some stuff that was due to audience reactions, like Unicorn Pomni.
Speak on that.
They literally referenced a joke comic from fans where they thought that Pomni would look good with a magic unicorn horn, and her catchphrase was, "It's possible."
Well then, I just hate everything about that.
Fuzzy, hater
Like,
of fun
visceral.
confirmed?
I'm
kidding.
I think it was just Gooseworks had that comic brainwormed into them, and they were like, "Yeah, no, I'm doing that."
See, if/when I release my own creation upon the world, tremble and fear, mortals, I will do my utmost not to touch fan content outside of fan art, because I don't want that kind of influence influencing my work. You know?
I don't remember even what episode it was on that it was referenced. It might have already passed by. It probably did, in fact.
Regardless, I think it's a case of, I get creators interacting with their fans, and honestly, I think it's good on some level to have it, but I do think fans have a bit too much access to creators, and
yes,
also are abusing that.
It might have been a comic that Gooseworks herself made. I don't know.
I mean, I've seen authors also do shit posts of their own work, so...
The Unicorn Horn.
Yeah. Again, creators often do shit posts of their own work. There's nothing wrong with that.
But yeah, no, I absolutely see where what you're trying to say with that, though. It's like there is something to be said about the fact that creators knowing stuff about what the fan base thinks, as much as you try and deny it, you cannot prevent it from having an effect on your work.
Mm-hmm. I know
that is not great.
I know of some authors who just avoid fanfiction and such altogether because they don't want them to accidentally... they don't want it to even accidentally influence what they write. And, you know, have to be like, shit, this isn't actually my idea now. Shit. You know?
Yeah. I don't actually read fanfiction. I never have.
Same.
I'm gonna be honest. And I have maybe written exactly one, and it is for exactly the series you would think it was if you know me.
I actually am not sure which one. I'm thinking of a few possibilities.
It's Hunter x Hunter.
Correct.
Your favorite, Fuzzy?
Don't get me started. You know there will be blood if I get started.
Look, we could have a Fuzzy
Hunter
rant episode at some point if you so wish. Just know that it is likely that Mill and or Shade will be on that episode as well, because it will be fun.
No, like, I need to recruit someone who also thinks it's dumb. I know, I keep forgetting who in the server also thinks it's dumb. I think it's Kaido.
You can do it at everybody if you want.
Yeah, no, okay, yeah. It's gonna be me and Kaido double teaming Shade.
No, you gotta have an even balance, otherwise it's not fair, Fuzzy.
Have you...
Oh,
Shade and Fuzzy each get a Brit
ADHD.
support. They each get a Brit support, okay?
ADHD.
Yes.
Right, okay, yes. We do have a gong for that, even though we forget to use it a lot of the time.
Hold on, let me pull it out and gong it. There we go. But yes.
Not to be confused with Gon from Hunter x Hunter.
Who is just...
Nipping that in the bud right fucking now!
I was hoping you would do that, actually. I was planting that seed.
But yes, focusing back on topic. The beach shenanigans leading into the crazy reveal bullshit are pretty funny. We also get introduced to everyone's favorite fish character.
No,
Early from Smiling Friends.
no, it's Gaither's Pond. The fish, right?
Yeah.
No, the fish, at least one of them is the voice actor / creator
Oh,
of Smiling Friends, the other cartoon.
it's honestly a direct reference to a... I think it... I'm not sure if it's a Christian one, but I think it was, like... Yeah, no, it was one of those cheesy early 2000s, maybe late 90s Christian CGI films.
Oh, okay, now I see what you're talking about.
Oh god, those atrocities.
Yeah, it is a direct reference to that. The fishes.
Yeah. But yeah, the fish bit is pretty funny. And the different interactions on the beach are also pretty fun. God, I'm trying to remember what the details, but it kind of gets overshadowed by all the plot stuff that happens.
Yeah, once we get to the second episode of this episode.
It basically does feel like
really is
two
two
episodes
episodes.
sandwiched together, yeah.
It's just because of and even ignoring what Jax is doing, what happens with Jax himself as the transition, there is something about directly after that just is weird to my brain in the way it is framed compared to anywhere else in the series. It might just be like the lack of background noise.
I didn't personally notice that, but I was also not
Or, I don't know.
watching it in my right mind, so it could go either way.
What's a right mind?
It's the thing that people without mental illness have.
Allegedly.
Then when would you have watched it otherwise?
Walk right into that one.
But yes. Yeah, no, it's, the whole bait and switch with Abel is interesting, partially because it is a case of Cain...
It shows a surprising amount of self-awareness from Cain.
Yeah, for sure.
Something interesting that I think about with Abel is how Abel repeats himself with do the right thing, but then immediately once the reveal happens, it reacts as if he's even more aware than when he said the do the right thing than when he felt like he was less aware and more in a role.
Yeah, I wonder if that was because they were running on different scripts.
Like it almost feels like different levels of AI between do the right thing and the reveal.
No, you're right. I definitely see what you're getting at there. Yeah, I think that might have been like how much again? What do you think the split was in terms of Bubble versus Kane in that in Abel's design?
Probably 60-40. 60% Cain, 40% Bubble.
Really?
You think it's the inverse?
I don't know for sure, but it like definitely seems like there's some shenanigans going on there that we are.
I think the overall plan involving Abel plus Abel having the mannequin design is all on Cain. The naming stuff and the personality are Bubble, which is why I say it's a 60-40 split.
Hear me out. When Abel was popped in, there was a brief moment where he didn't exist, technically. And Bubble could have changed something during that shift.
I suppose, yeah. I guess I'm just...
Cain immediately destroyed him.
Now perish.
Yes.
Then perish.
So yeah, the whole stuff, the whole thing with Abel is interesting, especially if you take a look at it from the perspective of, oh God, what combination of intelligences made this? Excuse me. Who was behind this? Why? Why did you do this, you fools?
Now, do you think any of the other AIs that Cain created, besides Bubble, could create something?
I mean, the implication in the last episode does seem to be yes, but that's a whole other can of worms, honestly. I don't even think we should get into at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Fair.
Yeah, all told, I'm kind of just not really sure, because this is very much a transitional step. A series of episodes. Yes, of course.
That's also why kind of my memory on them is the worst.
Yeah, because it's like there's definitely a lot
There's stuff
there. Yes,
but it's also a bit of it's a mix, like you said, like Jax for you.
And I think most importantly, we are not supposed to have like answers to any questions at this point. Right? Like that's just that just is the point of this entire section is that we don't get any answers to any questions right now. Which again, for the record, I'd hate it, but that's just, I guess I'm gonna have to live with that.
It is what it is. But yeah, we also get the bit with the whole false conspiracy thing that is set up by Cain and Abel, and the players all being lured in and eventually being given the option of red pill or blue pill. I mean, red button or blue button.
And then Jax is the one to decide.
Yep, in the middle of a panic attack, very clearly. So that's fun.
Panic attack? No, it couldn't be. Jax? Really?
Nah, couldn't possibly be.
Jax is clearly the most stable person.
Sure.
He knows his role, and he stays in it.
Yeah,
stable.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, no, it is very interesting to see everyone's reactions, really, to Jax's actions there. Because
I'm honestly kind of surprised they didn't give him more crap for it.
I mean, he is very visibly having a panic attack, so I get it. But also, they do give him shits.
Yeah, but since when have these characters exactly been reasonable people?
Not necessarily reasonable, but they are all decent people. Yeah, Kinger's also just when
Kinger's
he's not.
cheating.
Yeah.
I mean, Kinger is the best character.
Yes, no, that's not a question.
No, it's an answer.
And the question is violence.
Don't you just love it?
No, that's Jax's question and answer.
Yeah, I think we are kind of floundering here, even though we're not. It's like, I think we
had a lot to talk about in the last one, just because it was partially because it was 4 episodes, and also
it was covering the setup.
It was covering the setup. It was covering 4 episodes, and we also had a lot of stuff to talk about, even in the lead up to that. And we also have a lot to talk about in the next batch, because it is the final 2 episodes, and there is a lot to discuss there. But yes, we are in that middle transitory phase where there is a fair bit to discuss, there is a fair bit of substance, but at the same time, we can't really discuss it in depth without kind of eliding the stuff that's happened in the final 2 episodes.
It's things that bring up what we learn the answers to, or are never brought up again in the last few episodes.
Yeah.
I almost wonder if we should call it here, because I don't think there's a lot more we can mine from this.
Any final thoughts?
I will say we should talk a little bit about what we think of the stuff that's going that you go into the final 2 episodes with, because this ends off on an interesting point, and the trajectory it takes is different from what is possibly expected. But it is also a trajectory that makes sense, I feel. based off of what these few episodes cover.
No, I absolutely think it does make perfect sense. It's more that it's difficult to talk about any of the trajectories in this episode without going into many of the subsequent episodes.
Yep. I feel like the next stream we do on this is going to be substantially longer, due in no small part to how much we will be talking about the overarching series.
Yeah.
Because this, a lot of what we've already talked about, we're gonna elaborate on.
Yep.
But what if we just refuse to elaborate and then leave?
That's what
You
we're
mean
doing
like
right
in
now.
the Amazing Digital Circus?
Look, do not get, I'm gonna have some,
I was baiting you, and I'll admit it.
Look, you shouldn't even be proud of that. I'm not exactly difficult to get riled up. We know this by now.
I know, I mean, I just brought up Hunter x Hunter a little bit ago.
You're on one today, huh?
Like, if y'all want to spend the next 30 minutes talking about Hunter x Hunter, I won't stop you per se, but that would be tremendously off topic.
I'm good. I want to get back to my rewatch of Yu Yu Hakusho.
I saw a lot of anime to catch up on, and I have to get to bed in a few hours. So, yeah. Anyways, thank you everybody for watching, unless either of y'all
No,
have anything
I'm
else
good.
to add.
Yeah.
Alright, thank you to all our viewers for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. In terms of future stuff, we stream on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Tomorrow we should be doing some more D&D. And then we will likely be resuming Ace Attorney on Tuesday. Not 100% sure on that. Next Saturday will be the Summer 2026 Anime Premiere Digest. Bit later than usual due to circumstances outside of our control, but please still look forward to that. But beyond
Also,
that, all that YouTube
Farewell,
stuff.
my friendly feral fairies.
Oh, yes,
but
Fuzzy.
also, I have some stuff in the works as well that is secret and interesting projects, which may even involve a brand new co-host. New addition to the cast of
For a
characters.
second, I was worried that you got the idea of getting me involved in like a Chinese light novel thing because of how we brought it up.
No. But do you wanna?
Depends. I'm not reading new light novels.
Look,
For
no, it's fine. It's fine. My people will talk to your people.
But I'm my people.
Well, that's just a skill issue right there. But yes, I've got some interesting projects in the works, and I think it's going to be fun, especially given that it's going to bring a little bit of a new dynamic and scheduling to the channel as well. So look forward to that, or don't be. You could be terrified of it. You're allowed to.
Yep.
But yes, other than that, thank you everyone for joining us, and we will see you later. Bye-bye.
See ya.